This is a very important and a significant platform. I would like to congratulate ET because it's one more feather on the cap. In terms of what it means, or let's say the significance of it, I'll possibly break it into three parts. The first thing first is like ET Soonicorn, right? As the name itself suggests, there's a core focus on the startups where there is a journey. We are there, but we are like almost there kind of a thing. So that way it is a good platform to actually have certain dialogues between startups, hear from panelists, hear from other ecosystem players. So that's one for sure. The second part is it has an amplifying effect to the ecosystem itself. It's still a nascent ecosystem, and still in many quarters it is a sunrise space. So always there is a huge need to consume information, ideas from a multivariate standpoint. In the sense, like, you might be developing a product, or you might be in a business of a lending or a payment or a wealth tech, or whichever way. But it's very important to also evolve as an entrepreneur, or let's say as a part of the ecosystem. It's very important to evolve in a multivariate manner, in the sense like what's happening in regulation, what are the amplifiers, what's happening, let's say, on the supply side of things. So a platform like this kind of helps to amplify those aspects. And the third would be, again, not just like the players itself, the players and the entities who are in the periphery, they also get to see, hey, what kind of a soundboard is coming, what kind of points are coming across, be it from a regulation standpoint, be it from a collaborative standpoint, or even the traditional players who would want to kind of collaborate with startups. I'll give the examples of, let's say, in the lending space, right? So a platform like this, when you get to actually hear the voices of the fintechs, the voices of, like, hey, how the lenders or the payments players are looking like, many of the traditional players also possibly will get a good sense and buzz of like how exactly it's coming across, and therefore directionally how the collaboration should go. So therefore, in summary, these are the three things. First is like everyone coming together, exchanging thoughts and ideas. Second is more in terms of it being an amplifier, so that the consumers who are early stage in the ecosystem are able to get benefited. And the third, as I mentioned, even beyond the startups, the traditional players who want to collaborate, getting a fair understanding and view of the appetite and directionally how things are moving. The first important thing is, like, if you look at Balancehero, right, we are possibly maybe the only, or one of the very few fintech players who are both into payments as well as in lending. So we are a fintech and BFC, and at the same time we have a perpetual PPI license holder, so which gives us that unique positioning in terms of the leverages of the payments, the leverages of the DPI and the India stack, and at the same time also creating value through those highways of the payments in terms of extending credit. The second most important thing from the consumer standpoint, Shashank, we are not a spectrum player, we are a segment player. And what that means is, like, we have a clear focus in terms of our TG1, TG2, and the focus towards tier 2 plus. For us to be able to kind of actually address the financial need of the larger India, in many parlance, with the way we call it as Bharat, is core to our vision of the company. And to give you a flavor of it, 85% of our business is actually from tier 2 plus. So therefore, from a positioning standpoint, if you see from the consumer standpoint, and that's what the focus is, how to kind of really solve for the Bharat and extend the merit of financial inclusion in real terms.